People who escaped death by complete luck. What happened?
I was in the passenger seat of my dad's small sports car, low to the ground, when a crowbar came off a work truck in front of us and flew into the windshield of our car. Somehow, it stopped a few inches away from my face, and I luckily happened to be looking down, which meant all the glass that would have ended up on my face was all in my hair instead. I always think about how lucky I was. I can't explain why that crowbar stopped half in and half out of the car. Crazy to think that if it didn't stop, it would have hit me square in the forehead. Was swimming at an Australian beach stupidly, not between the flags. Got smacked by a rogue wave and was stuck in a riptide. I was knocked out cold and pretty much drowned. Still to this day, I don't know how I got to shore. When I woke, I was up on the wet sand of the beach and had 5 jellyfish around me.
Not me, but two strangers. When I was living in a college town, my roommate was driving me to the store to get some beer. It was dark out with not a lot of light for the street. These two people started crossing the street and were right in front of us as our light turned green. I honked at them and they got pissed off and stopped right in front of our car. The next second, a car came speeding past us in the next lane. Had they kept walking, they would have been hit by that car at about 40 miles per hour. We went to party at Paul Smith College. My friend's favorite cousin was a student there. Bonfire, booze, and someone had the bright idea to bring out a snowmobile. I was gonna ride on it, but had to go to the bathroom. I guess I took too long because he asked a different girl to ride with him. She did. They were both killed like 2 minutes later. It was traumatizing. It blew my mind for a long time. Had I just held my pee and I'm the one, currently in a coffin, instead of Christine. Not me, but my father tells a story of driving along a bush road in Bougainville before the revolution there. He was in the car with my mom, baby me, and my 5-year-old brother. There was a cardboard box on the side of the road blowing a bit in the window, like an empty shipping box type thing, and he was going to run over it to amuse my little brother. At the last moment, he pulled away though, worried about there being something inside it. As we drove past, he looked back in the rearview mirror and saw two little kids crawl out of the box and look after him as we drove down the road. Was driving home from a party with a friend in the car. Had a cop car on random patrol following me down to a main intersection. Avoiding any sort of risk of getting a ticket, I was being extra cautious when waiting for the light to change. My side had only just changed to green, and since I was slower than normal moving off the line, it stopped me getting plowed by the semi that blew through the other part of the intersection on a red at full speed. I was just stopped there in stunned silence. Even the cops took a minute or two to reflect on what had happened before they peeled off and lit that truck up. I ended up coming back along the road where the cops had finally managed to pull that driver over 5 kilometers away from where the incident happened. Sudden big wave. Suddenly I couldn't feel the sand beneath my feet. I tried to go closer to the beach, but I was just getting tired. I decided to go instead to a cliff and turned left, got onto the cliff and climbed it. I learned a lot about currents afterwards. I remember the first song that appeared on Spotify once I turned it on was Swim for Your Life by the Pale White.